Good morning, buenos dias. We are really excited to be here today because talking about prosperity and prosperity together. I want to talk about prosperity for a minute and together for another minute and tell you what this is about. You can see that, as Teresa and Lee said, it's this collective effort that women's foundations, we're public foundations. How we do philanthropy is just as important as the amount of dollars that philanthropy gives, because the philanthropy we do is authored with the very women and girls with the voices that create the solutions, as Lee said. So what will we do with $100 million in the next 5 years? First of all, I'm going to say that we want to invite our corporate leaders, our philanthropy leaders, our government leaders to make that amount of money 9 times bigger. Why am I saying? Yes. If we grassroots community foundations can do this, we all together can do this 9 times bigger. But why did I choose 9 times? Because in New York City, we have invested in programs that create opportunity for women to get training, to continue advancing for jobs that pay living wages, that they get benefits, that they can, as Valerie was saying, negotiate their caregiving and taking responsibilities and their professional success. And you know what happened? What they earned in their incomes was 9 times bigger than what we funded in the program. So we need to meet them. We need to meet them. If they can do that individually, we collectively can and should do that as well. So Prosperity Together will invest in education opportunities for girls, for all girls. It will invest in job training opportunities, job success, and job retention. And we know, because as we heard, our lives are very complex and are not single-issue lives, that women can access jobs, but staying in a job and progressing in a job requires more than just job training. Requires adequate child care, quality support, other caregiving care, transportation support, safety, equal pay, family leave, sick leave. It requires the supports for success that human beings need to hold successful families. Prosperity Together will also invest in entrepreneurship for women. So in New York City, in Brooklyn, there are childcare workers, domestic workers that have come together in cooperatives. They share full responsibility for their business, and they share full equal benefit for their earnings. They are raising their families, their children, with abundance, with hope and possibility, not with scarcity. And that is the same thing that they were doing individually without being able to raise their earnings. In 2 years, those cooperatives have earned more than $1 million. That is a game-changing. So our job is to multiply that. We will also support programs like the program in Hopa Mountain in Montana that supports young Native American women to get to college, to complete college, and to succeed. We will support programs that bring all women that haven't yet enjoyed the prosperity that so many of us enjoy in this country. Those are millions of poor women, millions of women of color, young women, women that are living or are in the criminal system, as Valerie described, which is unfortunately such a big part of a growing part of our lives. Young women, older women who are isolated, who have been rejected, transgender women, lesbians, single mothers who are raising very large number of families in this country totally alone without system supports adequate to their efforts. So we will also support, most importantly in some cases, partnerships. We are so proud that the New York Women's Foundation is partnering with, under the leadership of our council speaker, Melissa Mark Viverito, the first Young Women's Initiative with other community leaders, some of whom are here today, where young women are the center of the voice. They are sitting at tables, they are planning tables with 200 other women in New York City, focusing what needs to be done by government, by philanthropy, by community, by corporations, so that we can bridge achievement gaps in New York City that is adequately and center in front a conversation about the lives of young women of color. So it is this kind of innovative programming, successful programming, programming that others may be reluctant to fund right away because they haven't seen the results yet. But we at Women's Foundations are very pleased to take those risks because we have never been disappointed by the power, resilience, and ingenuity of women in our communities. So, I want to close by saying, join us. Check the Women's Foundation that is near you. If you don't find it, go to the Women's Funding Network website, our national association. Find the Women's Foundation, engage. And you, our corporate partners, all of you who are listening, our government partners, stand with us, move with us. We know that nothing will stop us from creating full prosperity together in the United States. Thank you.